Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. Bunch of Wrestlemania rumors floating around. Seems like the biggest and most juiciest one is how they're going to pack three of the biggest names into WrestleMania 41. It seems that three of the guys that aren't in the main event scene for WrestleMania 41 look like they're all going to get packaged together in some sort of a triple threat deal. It looks like we're going to be having CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. Hard to decide where the pecking order is in those three guys. They're all A-list guys. They're all guys that had a story in WWE this year. They could have won the Royal Rumble. They could have gone on to have one hell of a match with Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41. But I'll tell you this much. It's a little bit up in the air right now. It kind of scared me that the Roman Reigns rumor came out. Michael Cole saying that Roman was seriously injured during the Royal Rumble fiasco outside of the ring with these three guys going after each other. Seth Rollins gave him one hell of a curb stomp on the outside where he actually got both feet down and drove Roman's face right in. I have never seen him deliver such a devastating curb stomp right there. I mean, I've always seen Rollins find a way to kind of like make it look good, but then get off of it. The guy takes the big bump in the ring, but there was no getting out of that one. It's almost like he came down right on the back of his head as well as his like the back of his neck, almost at the same time, and he just was fucked up and just couldn't find a way to get out of it. I don't know. I mean, are they doing like a Roman Reigns injury angle because of the fact that Roman maybe doesn't want to do the Elimination Chamber? He's one of the six guys that I was putting in there. You've already got Cena. You've already got Punk. I was thinking you put Drew. You put Logan Paul. You put Roman as well as Rollins. And that's probably one of the most jam-packed Elimination Chambers you ever had. I mean, we're coming out of a Royal Rumble that a lot of people are saying is one of the best Royal Rumbles of all time. They've been doing that thing since, I believe, 1988 was when the first one was on USA. And for you to throw up a Royal Rumble and for the fans that watched it be able to say that that's one of the best ones they've ever done, you got to tip your hat to them. I mean, I'll tell you the truth, that one, there wasn't a lot of big surprises. There was no legends coming back. There really was no comedy relief other than the one celebrity guy who came down. But I'll say the truth, because he took the big bump from Braun Breaker. It's going to get remembered a lot more in a lot better sense. More than like the Drew Carey. What year was that? Like 98, 99? When Drew Carey came out number 4 because he was having a pay-per-view. For the Whose Line Is It Anyway kind of deal, where they were going to be able to go on there and tell some off-color jokes because of the fact they weren't on ABC or CBS, whatever that show was. But this is one, honestly, that Cena's not going to be around full-time. Win, lose, or draw with that championship. You can really see whoever gets the win here during this. I mean, it could go 1,000 different directions. I mean, they could get Roman the win here, and that way you could elevate him up the card and make him look like he is probably the second biggest name in that company right now. I mean, you could see him going on to a championship match. You can kind of see them doing like if you watch like 99, 2000, 2001 WCW, there will be an upper main event feud that won't be for the championship, and you'll see like Sid and Sting have a match, and Sid will get the win, and then the next month at the next pay-per-view they reward Sting for doing the job by giving him a main event title shot. They do it time after time after time again. Like, they knew, we can get you to take a loss during this show if we can get you to main event the next pay-per-view. And you know you're going to get a bigger draw, and it's going to elevate you up the card. It's just the WCW style of booking. I can see whoever, gets the win, fights against the other guy, and the other guy sneaks into some sort of a main event match. We know that Punk versus Rollins isn't done. They had the one big match on Netflix. And then that was the main event of that show. I mean, I really didn't know. There's a lot of history. There's a lot of story. But Roman and Seth being in the ring, it's probably the first time since last year's WrestleMania, but it drew all the feels from that, as well as, Rollins going up against Roman, not being able to get the job done. Seth, hitting Roman in the back with a chair. That storyline's not done, and Roman hasn't been around for them to kind of, put that together. No matter where Dean Ambrose / Jon Moxley is wrestling these days, you're always going to think of those three guys connected at the hip. And we're always going to want to see Rollins and Roman team together. But as long as they're not teaming together, we would love to see them beat the hell out of each other. I think that WWE wants CM Punk to be a champion in WWE. I really don't know how they get him there. He came out, he told the story. He said that he didn't want to be the AEW champion. Maybe Punk is just a guy who's happy going out there, delivering good matches, being a part of the scene in WWE, helping out his friends, giving advice to the people that will listen to him, that he wants to give it to, and just make... He had a line on the Bill Simmons podcast back in 2010 that I thought he was the coolest guy in the world. When Punk said he just wanted to make wrestling cool again, where basically the kids could talk about it and it would be a mainstream thing. I'll tell you, with people my age, definitely when we go to WrestleMania in Las Vegas, I don't think anybody will have a fear of admitting their love of professional wrestling. Right now, professional wrestling is almost as cool as it's ever been. That damn place in Indianapolis for the Royal Rumble was freaking full as could be. And I don't know how they got it full. I mean, you could go on there and you could buy tickets as late as a week ago. And there was people who weren't able to get WrestleMania tickets. WrestleMania tickets are still out there. People just don't want to pay the price that either Ticketmaster or WWE, not quite sure who is jacking up the prices on those, want to pay. So we'll see if this match happens. It's a freaking big one. I mean, I would love to just see Roman versus Rollins. I think they deserve it, but at the same point, it's almost what do you do with Punk? If they really do this Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest feud, Cody versus Cena is kind of the overwhelming main event that people want to see on the internet. And Jey Uso versus Gunther. Braun Breaker versus Sheamus looks like it's going to be a match. Sheamus finally winning the Intercontinental Championship. There's going to be a lot more matches here. 2 good nights, jam-packed full of wrestling. They know they're charging millions and millions of dollars for people to go to Vegas to be able to see this. They got to find a way to deliver. It's going to be a good show. WrestleMania 41.